Hello, everybody. Welcome to this presentation that's going to lead up to obviously the event at the Mayor's Cup. I just wanted to provide you guys with some information moving into this event that will hopefully help you in connecting with college coaches prior, but also understanding the college landscape that you're trying to get into. Without further ado, I'd love to start and walk you through this presentation and hopefully give you more tools to be able to market yourself and get recruited to the level that you need to be at. So obviously, who are we? Obviously, SRUSA, we've been around since 2010. Every single one of our staff, we are college soccer players or been college soccer coaches. We have about around 90 plus staff worldwide. Predominantly, a lot of our staff are in the US. And obviously, like I just said, all of our staff are former US college players or coaches. Our main job, the main role of SRUSA is to find and place players into US colleges. And the whole role of the SRUSA Club Consultancy is to be able to provide you with this knowledge so that you can the knowledge, the tools, so that you can market yourself and recruit yourself to the colleges that you have interest in. So what I'd love to do is I'd love to understand a little bit, get you to understand a little bit of why academics are so important. The reasoning behind this is you can clearly see with the percentages that allow you to get into college. Obviously, with a 4.0 GPA, you're at a 94% acceptance to most of the colleges across the country. Obviously, with SATs and ACTs, a lot of that is impacted as well. But as you can see, your grades are a direct correlation with the schools that would be able to have interest with you. I'm a big proponent of making sure that your GPA is as high as it possibly can be. And the reason for that is it gives you more ample opportunity across the country to talk to as many colleges as you possibly want, because the colleges will only speak to you if they know that you can academically get into their school. Therefore, for me, academics is just as important as athletics. Okay, so this is very, very prominent right now, especially with the shift of roster positions and with NIL coming out and everything like that. The level is increasing every single year in US college soccer. Standard of players is increasing, and they are national team level players. Only a couple of days ago, I found out that a captain of the Puerto Rican youth national teams is actually heading to a Division One team. And it's not even in the top 100 in the RPI. So if that shows the level of Division One college soccer, then you obviously know that there's a lot of players across the country that may be fantastic players but may not be able to make that level. The reason I say that is there are so many fantastic schools that get overlooked, not only just athletically but academically too. And my job and SRUSA's job is to be able to provide a pathway to those colleges as well, because those colleges will definitely give you a fantastic opportunity for your future as well. So this is a very, very good statistic. Obviously, you see all of the college soccer divisions across the divisions, and you're going to be able to see the percentage of American players within the college soccer divisions. Obviously, as you can see, Division One and Division Two are the highest for American players, and then as you go into the Division Three, the NAIA and the junior colleges, you see a downward trend of that. The reason for that is NAIA. Obviously, with NAIA and junior college, a lot of internationals that come over, they may not have the degrees or the financial capability to be able to play at the Division 1, Division 2, or Division 3 level. So with that being said, NAIA and junior colleges is a fantastic avenue for them. Division 1. Division 1, obviously, academics are very, very much needed. And the Division 1, you're looking at the types of players that played at professional clubs. For example, myself, I played at Reading Football Club growing up, got offered a professional contract at 17 and actually decided to play college soccer over that because I knew that I needed to make sure that I was set up for the rest of my life. But as you can see, moving down the divisions, Division 2, there is a lot less academics required, and there are also more international spots, which directly correlates with Division 2 being the highest percentage of players across the world that play at that level. And the reason for that is there are obviously more international spots given. Division 3. So Division 3 is very predominantly based on the academic side of things. The biggest differentiator with Division 3 is that there are no athletic scholarships to be able to give. So your academics are of utmost importance, and normally with Division 3 they do actually offer a better academic package with their schools as well. NAIA, the requirements to get into NAIA schools are a lot less hard than what it would look at the Division 3 and Division 1 level. And there are also more international spots and scholarships to be able to give. And then with junior college, obviously it's the cheapest option. There are 2-year schools. This junior college is a fantastic opportunity for players that may not have the GPA or the academics when they graduate in high school, but it's a very, very good way for them to make sure that they're set up for success for the final 2 years of their school at a 4-year college. Just going over the divisions once more. So this is basically a breakdown of what it looks like in terms of a college soccer team. So as you can see, the games for college soccer teams, they normally start right at the end of August, and they go all the way through mid-November. And then you can see that their spring season is very short, and it's a very, very short spring season. Normally starts between, right at the end of February, and then the games really start, in March and April. Training is normally year round. There are obviously requirements within training, especially in the spring season. You can't train as much as what you can in the fall season. And then as you can see on the bottom graph, classes are throughout, and obviously the finals end in mid-December, and then you start to pick back up again mid-January, and that is pretty much across the board per the division. So the recruitment timeline, this is very important for you guys to understand. The reason for that is there are sometimes people send emails in the summer and right in August, right at the end of the summer, and they may not be getting responded to. And the reason for that is you need to understand the coach's mindset shifts. As soon as that coach's mindset, it goes into the summer, all that coach is thinking about is how they're going to be, how that team's going to look, how they're going to be able to lay out that team for the fall, because they've already done their recruiting for that year normally at that point. So the best recruiting times are right at the end of the fall season, as you can see, the October, November, December months. And then recruiting is obviously very, very, very heavy in the spring season because coaches get more time to recruit in the spring season because they're not playing competitive matches. So the February, March, April, and May, that is a huge time for recruitment. So we are in a perfect time for recruitment right now. So the biggest need that I've seen across the board is an effective highlight tape. So I want to walk through what I believe is the most effective highlight tape and why I believe it's the most effective. So highlight tapes for me, they have to be around 3 to 5 minutes long. The reason I like that 3 to 5 minutes is because you do not inundate them with the same types of clips, but you get to give a coach an understanding of what type of player you are without boring them. Obviously, coaches have a lot of different people emailing them a day, and they don't have too much time. So a 3 to 5 minute long clip of highlights, that's a perfect time for you to be able to showcase yourself and create enough interest for that college coach to hopefully want to jump on the phone with you or come and watch a showcase or something like that. Move your interest forward. A highlight tape always has to have a cover page. I like to have that cover page right at the start, obviously, to basically introduce yourself. I want to make sure that there's a GPA, position, club, graduation year, and email address alongside a headshot of yourself or a playing photo of yourself to give an understanding of who you are as a player and obviously what you look like as well. The first 60 seconds of that highlight tape, I always like highlight tape sectioned, but the first 60 seconds of the highlight tape, that's key. And you need to realize that obviously college coaches get given a lot of emails a day through to obviously in their email inbox, and they're trying to decipher between a lot of them each day. So for me, the first 60 seconds are the most pivotal, because if we don't grasp attention and gain that interest within the first 60 seconds, more than likely college coaches are going to move to the next highlight that they see or the next email that they've received. So sectioned actions. Obviously, this is per position, and each position has a different set of sections that you could possibly give. The main sections that you want to organize your clips into are goals, assists. If you're a defender, defensive actions. Defensive actions look like interceptions, breaking up play, slide tackles, clearances, things like that. Chances created. Obviously, if we're looking at a midfielder or a fullback or a winger, chances created are a very, very important thing to show. Breaking lines. I think breaking lines is across the board one of the most important things to show, because you want to make sure that you can that you're always showing that you can move the play forward. Crossing. I think crossing is a really lost art at the moment, and being able to show that you can hit areas that are dangerous. Obviously, in college soccer, hitting areas and putting the ball into the box is a very, very important thing. And then obviously across the board, whether you're a striker or a goalkeeper, your passing range is, if you can show that in a highlight tape with the different ranges of passes, then it's a fantastic highlight tape. Email correspondence. So obviously, as we head into the Mayor's Cup, I think a big thing for us to do is start emailing college coaches that you know is going to be in attendance. So this is what my cadence would look like if we're doing a highlight, creating a highlight tape and then sending out emails to those college coaches. I'd want to do about 7 days before. I'd like you to create your first email to that college coach. If they reply, then fantastic. You know that you're on their watch list. If they do not, then I'd like you to do it 3 days before as well. I'd like you to give them a schedule of games of who you're playing and what times, what fields, everything like that. Then the day before, I would love for you to send a reminder. This shows diligence, and a lot of players don't do this. They just accept the fact that a college coach has replied, and then that college coach might get inundated with another 1,000 emails and forget to actually come to your game. So a day before reminder is very, very important. I think the day before every new game, I think sending the remaining schedule is also a way to show diligence. And I think a lot of people do not do that. It's a heavy lift, but it's worth it when you do all of this work and reap the rewards after the fact. And then obviously the day after the showcase, I think it would be perfect to send an email thanking the coaches for coming, and then asking obviously for any feedback that is needed. I want to make sure that you personalize your emails. I think personalizing your email shows diligence throughout the process and shows that you're genuinely interested in that school that you've reached out to. I think little things on those emails about why you would like to join that school and why it is why it is of interest to you. I think that shows that they're obviously, that you're very interested into that school. I hope this helps, guys. Obviously, if there are any other questions, I'd love to be able to answer them. But the biggest thing for me is, before showcases, I want to make sure that your highlight tapes are all up to date and ready to go. And then obviously being able to show diligence throughout the process of making sure that those emails are being sent out in the cadence that I've asked. I think you guys will all reap the rewards from that if you follow the prompts.